Welcome back to the Omaha Beef Coaches Show.
We're going to discuss with him everything going on here.
We want to set the standard. We want to give our fans the best thing possible that we can.
God took me from the Carolina Cobras to the New York Yankees in about 2 days. I just love Omaha.
We're going to be here every Monday night, 6 o'clock, GOOSE'S, downtown Papillion.
Let's get this started now.
Turn the mics on. Gosh, you got one job.
K-Dub.
You got one job.
K-Dub.
Up, there we go. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Omaha Beef Coaches Show. We are GOOSE'S in downtown Papillion, as we are Monday nights of game week. We got another game this week. If you're around 6 to 7 o'clock, stop on by. We'll be here for the next hour. We're going to be talking about the Omaha Beef professional indoor football team. We're going to be talking about the game last week, the game coming up next week as well. And, going to analyze. We're going to make observations for whatever those are worth. All the stuff we do. Todd Walkenhorst, good friend Jason Unger over there. Head coach Brandon Negron's going to be joining us. He's here. It's a coach's show, so you got to have the coach. And we'll have some other guests as well.
Right.
And, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll be honest, right? I'm not going to talk myself up, but anybody can do a coach's show when you're winning every game. That's easy, right?
It's easy.
You just come in here and go, hey, what do you think?
But
We'll keep
it's not always interesting.
It's not interesting. We got more people listening, so that's more fun, right?
That's right.
This is more intriguing. Is it ideal? No. But, hey, it is what it is. That's why we're here. That's why the fans are here. We appreciate all the fans. Win, lose, or draw. This is what it's about. And, it's fun to overreact too, right? Or, no, I shouldn't say it's fun to overreact. It's easy to overreact.
Easy.
And knee-jerk. Is it an ideal spot right now? Let's elephant in the room. The team's 0-3, right? Is it over? No, not yet. Not yet. When it's over, we'll let you know. Mathematically, right? But no, it's still there. Some things need to change, I think, or improve.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Unfortunately, a little bit of all that. But you know what? Some things got better too.
Yeah.
And we talk about it. It's when there's adversity. That's when we find out. We find out who the leaders are. We find out who the professionals are. We find out who's dedicated to this, who's willing to go make those sacrifices and make it better. It's easy to play when you're winning. It's easy to coach when you're winning.
Right.
It's easier. I shouldn't say it's easy. I don't want to.
It's never easy.
I never want to take away from that. But
right.
It's a different deal. But we're going to find out what do we need to do to get to that next level. And that level is winning next week. Hopefully for Omaha, that's the next game up. And it's never easy. It may have looked easy for a while. But
there for a few years. I'm sure people thought,
nice
man.
Run. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fun too. We'll still keep doing those coaches shows. But if we ever discount an opponent or disrespect them and realize on the other side, those are professional football players as well, that'd be a misservice of character.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. 3 teams lined up. 3 teams got the better part of Omaha in the first 3 games. It's on to week 4, and we'll just do a little tease. That's a big one in many ways, maybe a little bigger on paper. But it's the I-29 rivalry, and I believe I looked it up. It'll be meeting number 58.
58. Yeah.
Between the 2 teams. That goes back to 2001. It's the longest running series in professional indoor football with the 2 longest running professional indoor football teams. So we'll talk about that. That is always fun. And, it'd be easy to say, we know how that thing's going to go. But if you've ever been around that rivalry,
no way.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Whatever you
think
think is not going to happen. I can tell you that from the get-go. So, anyways, that's what we're going to be talking about here today. We're going to look back. Omaha against Southwest Kansas on Saturday night. Boy, gosh, the last 2 weeks, a tour de Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh, and, it never gets better. The drive.
First trip to Dodge City.
You've seen one sunflower field. Well, they aren't even in bloom yet.
It reminded me a lot of Salina. I mean, there's not a ton of difference really between the two. We didn't spend a lot of time there, but
you could do either with your eyes closed. Just turn the cruise control on, and hopefully, the guardrails keep you going. But, either way, probably not scenic destinations for anybody's vacation plans. I wouldn't necessarily go out of your way for that. Maybe work your way to Worlds of Fun if you got the kids. You take them to Salina or Dodge City for your, hey, kids were here. Yeah, don't recommend.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
Not recommend at all. So, anyways, we're going to do that. DJ K-Dub, we didn't mention. He's the one that finally got the audio on, so you can hear us. That's great.
That's good.
Appreciate him coming by as well. And he, if you were at the watch party Saturday night, he's the one that takes care of that. So, good watch party still too. You got your mic on. You control the audio over there. Good watch party.
I control a little bit.
There's no bad watch parties. Usually the B fans come out.
No, they came out. They supported. We felt good atmosphere, and we appreciate Hurrdat Sports Bar for being our watch party official location.
And we appreciate anybody that. And it was rough this week, I will admit. Remember our radio partner, Bluffs Country 106.5. If you're in town, home games, we want you to go to the game. So let's not confuse that all. But if you're on the road, dial that up on the radio. Internet. So we had a little issue because we share that radio feed with Iowa Sports, and apparently they won a basketball game.
They were playing
on Saturday night. That was conflictual.
I guess
that didn't work out.
I guess we got bumped for the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, ridiculous. But
NCAA tournament.
Didn't work out for them either. So.
Right.
So anyways, we'll be back on there for the rest of the season. So if you ever cannot get there, or you'd like to listen to the hometown, call Jason and I. We appreciate that. If you do that, spread the word on that. That's on Bluffs Country 106.5 on the FMs, or they do have their own app, Bluffs Country. You can download that, listen from anywhere. It's on the World Wide Web, which means it is across
all over the
world,
universe,
everywhere.
That's right.
We appreciate you doing that as well. So, hey, let's talk about Saturday, right? Omaha goes out. Bottom line, Coach will come and tell you that you go, I think, is -4 in turnovers. You're not going to win a lot of games. That's an easy thing to look at, put the check box next to. But there's some good things there as well. We saw them move the ball pretty good. Few empty possessions. We know they want to finish off more of those, but we saw some good defensive stands as well. But end of the day, obviously on the wrong side of the ledger.
Yeah, I want to talk about the first half. We'll start there. And you mentioned the stops defensively. The defense got 4 stops in that first half. The offense scores, to go up 7-0 early. You're thinking, okay, good start for the Beef. They can maybe put this game away early. They can add a few more scores, get a bigger lead, but they just were never able to get over the hump offensively. The defense did their best to hold up, but in the end, we're tied up at 13 at the half. It was really a defensive game, I felt, in that first half. And then in the second half, more and more points put on the board by both teams, and it kind of went back and forth, and the Beef had a chance to win it at the end or tie it up at the end, and it just didn't work out. And, we can go a lot of different directions, but as you mentioned, there were some positives, and I thought many of those came on the defensive side of the ball.
This is obviously not the Southwest Kansas Storm coaches show, but I'd be failed if I didn't tip a hat to them. If you're familiar with this franchise since their inception, they were the Dodge City Law, a couple of versions of that, then became the Southwest Kansas Storm. Obviously, they're in the CIF with this team, then went to the Arena Football League, whatever, a couple of years they bounced around there. They were a very competitive team, and if you're familiar with the history of that, it was good to see that actually down there. The athletes they put on the field, a well-coached team, and obviously competitive now. That wasn't always necessarily the case down there. I think long-term, that's a great market.
Yeah.
And I'm always a fan of any arena connected to a casino, as you know, so I'm for that. We want to keep that, right?
Duh.
So you heard the slot machines going off, I think, during our broadcast, actually.
Next door.
Yeah, right. So that's good to see that down there. Not necessarily in the way we saw it this week, but I think we're seeing there are some competitive teams in this league that we may not have thought were going to be there. And it's going to be a tough, from here on out. Or I shouldn't say tough, but it's definitely going to be a challenge. Good news, though, 9 teams, 6 make the playoffs. There are paths still to do that.
Right.
Bottom line, though, it's not complicated. Take the next game and outscore the opponent.
There's still a lot yet to be determined. Obviously, we're just technically, I think this is week 4 now when you count week 0, but still a lot to unpack here as we go on through the season. We're not really sure where the Storm are going to land when it comes to the playoffs, but I'll tell you what, right now, we're pretty confident that the Pueblo Punishers and the Salina Liberty are going to be part of the playoffs, and most likely will be hosting playoff games the way they have gotten their season started. So Punishers move to 4-0. Salina wins again with a win over Colorado. So, I mean, as you mentioned, the level of competition this year in the league, I think, is, obviously as good as it's been.
It's something we talk about during the games as well, especially when you have a 10-game season. It makes every game that much more important. And, it's not a secret. A fast start's better than a slow start. You see a couple teams that got off to a good footing. Pueblo, 4-0. That's puts them in the driver's seat, obviously. But we have also seen, let's not be naive. We've seen teams that, don't finish either.
Right.
It's a long season. Things happen. Whether it's people figuring out what you're doing or bad games or injuries or contractual disputes or whatever you want to come down to.
Sure.
We've seen things change. So, again, you control what you can control, and that's what you put on the field. It's the next opponent, what you do to match up to them, and that's where we're at right now. So that's where we're going to talk with the head coach when we come back, Brandon DeGrone. Again, though, one of our favorite weeks, if you're an Omaha Bee fan, it is the I-29 rivalry. And, if you've been around for the last few years, they've been crazy as well, but it's been crazy like this for the last 27 years or whatever it's been. We expect nothing different from that. When the two teams match up, they rekindle the rivalry. It's Saturday night, Liberty First Arena in downtown Ralston. 6:35 kickoff. Get your tickets. There's still some left. It will be a good attendance for that. It always is. And again, you can watch on the National Arena League Network. But I suggest if you want to watch it, without buffering,
sure,
come watch it in person.
Yeah, it's just better to come watch it in person. If you haven't got your tickets, go to beeffootball.com. Get them on there. Head out to Liberty First Credit Union Arena this Saturday, 6:35
kickoff. 6:20. If you're watching on the NAL Network, we'll be on there, and then simulcasting with Plus Country 1065. We come back to head coach straight ahead. You're watching my Beef Coaches Show live from Goose's.
Omaha Beef Football. Prime dancers. Rump roasters. Slaughterhouse. Are you ready? DJ next one. You ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Slaughterhouse where we run it. Yeah, we really want it. Beef Nation got 'em shaking. Got a ring and we flown it. Prime chances be on it. I bet the competition's no opposition. We come to take and we done it. Ricky is the chief saying, let's go beef. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Slaughterhouse. Orange and Black about to win this. Defense stays on attack. You on a hit list. Spiking, blocking, and dumping, jumping out the gymnasium. You want to see the best leaders at the Beef Stadium. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Let's go, Beef. Orange Kingdom. Slaughterhouse. Orange Kingdom. Prime dancers. Orange Kingdom. Let's roll, baby.
Back to Goose's. We are in downtown Papillion on 84th Street every Monday night. All game weeks from 6 to 7 o'clock. This is one of those. This is a big one. We're getting ready for the I-29 rivalry, the Omaha Beef, hosting the Sioux City Bandits. DJ K-Dub, Todd Walkenhorst, Jason Unger, the head coach, Brandon Negrone. And I guess I can ask you again, how was your weekend?
The weather's nice.
The weather was nice, right? Hey, I'm always honest with you, so I will tell you an issue I'm having right now. This league allows gambling now.
It does.
And Omaha was a heavy favorite at the beginning of the year, and they're apparently not taking bets anymore, probably because of my, heavy action. They're scared of me.
Right.
But, I bet on Omaha. And, I'm going to max it out. I'm putting everything on it. I saw this was obviously an opportunity to fund my retirement. I'm going for it, And so I went, I checked it out. Max bet, 250 pennies. $2.50.
$2
maximum. So I'm like
50 cents.
You would think I placed a bet immediately. I still struggled with this because I'm cheap on top of it, Like, do I want to do? But I pulled the trigger. I'm like, I could bet $2.50 and win $3. So all you have to do is win the championship. Right. I'm a little concerned about my 250 right now. I'll be honest with you. What can you do to put me a little more at ease on that?
We got to win a bowl game. We got to win the game in front of us right now. So I'm not thinking about championships right now. I'm thinking about winning the game in front of us.
You don't care about my 250?
I mean,
he doesn't.
You're going to be
all right. I can tell you
right
now, he doesn't.
You're going to be all right.
I'm not feeling it there.
I think you should have gave it to Goose's. I think they got
I probably will still before it's over. I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Now, talk about all seriousness, obviously, not ideal.
Yeah.
I mean, 0-3. Not going to avoid that. It is what it is. You are what your record is.
Right.
Talk about the game, though, on Saturday. Obviously, the score is not what you wanted. We're going to talk about things you didn't like, but let's start. There were some good things there. Let's not ignore that.
100%. So defense played really well. They made several stops that put the offense in position to take over the game. I overheard you guys say this in the first segment. 4 turnovers plus 2 empty possessions. That's 6 times that we could have scored. We even score on 2 of those, we win the bowl game. I'll also say that James Summers threw for 217 yards in the game. That's most passing yards, I believe, in a game from any quarterback on any team this season. Daquan Dudley, 9 catches, 111 yards, 3 touchdowns. There's a lot of positives to take from this. I'm also going to remind everybody that James got off the plane Tuesday.
Yeah.
He had limited practice Wednesday and then went full tilt Thursday, and that's what we put up offensively. So I'm going to take all that as a positive. Now, look, we're going to overanalyze as much as we can, but we're in a better place today. I feel better today talking to you guys about the previous game than I did last Monday. I can tell you that.
Yeah, Coach, talk. I mean, you know your quarterback. I mean, you know what he can do. I know you have a lot of confidence in him, but with the limited time to be able to practice, did you think that he would be able to perform at that level?
Yes, I absolutely did. And let me tell you guys, there's no limitations on the offense. I didn't go into the game with a limited playbook.
Yeah, I never felt like you were kind of holding back.
No, he was the one that told me the things that he felt comfortable doing, the things he didn't feel comfortable doing. But, as we got deeper into the game, he continuously, Coach, you run whatever you want. Let's go for it. So I feel another full week of preparation. He's going to be even better than he was this past game.
When we look at what you put on the field, you just talked about, did very well in the passing game. Or, I mean, you put up over 200 yards passing. Balance of it, you rushed for about 40.
Yep.
That's not necessarily what you typically want to do. Was that just a circumstance of the game? Was that a circumstance of the team you faced?
Well, I think you got to look at
just what how it played out.
We turned the ball over on a run. Those are yards we don't get, right? We had that fumble on the exchange between James and Cam. We had another fumble where James fumbled the ball on another run. Just getting those mesh points right. That's just a matter of practicing together more, right? You're trying to do reads on 1 or 2 practices. I think that would have created a little bit more balance. I mean, if you look at the time when Cam ran the ball and he fumbled, he was 5 yards up the field with nobody in sight.
Yeah.
So we got to fix little things like that. Yes, I agree with you, Todd. I want to get a little bit more balance.
I guess my question was, does that change with this quarterback, or was that just a result of what ended up happening in the game?
I think you'll see, even though I'll try to corral him a little bit, you probably see us run more with James, right? Because that's kind of his skill set. But look, if we go out and he's completing 80% of his passes and we're throwing for 250 yards and winning, then I'm good.
Defensively, let's go to that side of the football. You mentioned it. They played really well in the first half, came up with multiple stops. You guys scored first. I kind of talked with Todd during the broadcast. You're up 7-0. I kept waiting. I'm like, okay, they're going to score again. Get this lead built up and kind of cruise to a win on the road. But it just, that not being able to convert on that fourth down, I mean, I thought that really was kind of a momentum changer in that first half.
There's two of them, right? So there's 4th and 2 where I go to a QB sneak. I think the yardage distance, it was bad play call on my part. And then look, I don't exactly know why I've all of a sudden got so conservative. In the red zone, that's going to change this week, guys. I think part of it is I don't want to turn the ball over, but an empty possession is just as bad.
Right.
So we need to get a little bit more creative. But look, you hit the nail on the head, man. When the defense puts us in positions like that where we're up and then they got to stop and we get a chance to go up even more, we've got to do that. And my defense is frustrated, and justifiably so. And again, I take the onus for that because I'm responsible for our offense.
Defense has given you some good stops. We've seen that. And for the most part, you're seeing some good things from them. I guess we'll go for style points and nitpicky. We discussed previously at the beginning of the season, you thought you had one of the best threes that this team, up front has seen. We've seen 1 sack in 3 games. Talk about what you're seeing there, what's going on, and are they underperforming, or just not the matchups, or just not the results, or just give us your evaluation?
I think we're undervaluing the lines we're going against. I think Salina's O-line was really good. Southwest Kansas's O-line was deceivingly really good. I think we need to get better against defending the run. I think the fact that we don't defend the run as well as I'd like is affecting our ability to be good on the pass rush. I think and the defense is on the field a lot too. I think that's a problem. I think they're beat up, and we're getting better. We're getting healthier. I liked moving Brandon Munoz inside, with Jay Wash and Rudy kind of doing things on the outside. I'd like to bring, Raymond Cutts down a little bit more on the edge and maybe see some improved linebacker play. We've made some transactions today where you might be able to see that. So
you talked about it when you're with your first comment, saying that you're just worried about the game ahead of you.
Yep.
Coach, a team that's used to competing for championships and winning football games, is it hard? I mean, when you're 0-3, does that make that more difficult, or is that something that as a coaching staff you just kind of have to, because obviously you can only win one game. I mean, It would be great to go to 4-3 after Saturday. I mean, that would solve a lot of problems, but you can only get one. I mean, but do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to not, try to look ahead and figure out, okay, we got to figure out a way we can win this game and that game.
It's uncharted territory for everybody. Look, I have been here for all the championships, but I've never been 0-3. So it's uncharted territory for all of us. I think this is where you look in the mirror and you say, well, who are you? Right. And look, teams were naturally going to get better. People weren't going to just roll out the red carpet for us to the championship every year and let us continue to dominate the league. So, credit to the teams in the league for amplifying their athletic talent and getting better. We've got to do better. But, at the end of the day, guys, I heard you say this too. We are 1 game behind 4 other teams that are in the playoff hunt right now. Teams 4 through 7 will have 1 win. We need to go into the bye week having won the game against Sioux City, and then the playoff run begins. And we can erase or fix a lot of wrongs by winning this game and then getting prepared in the bye week for the stretch run.
Right.
How is he? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, what do you? I mean, we all know what Sioux City likes to do. I mean, they have a long storied history. These two teams have a long storied history. We got to see a little bit of the game last week against Pueblo. I mean, it kind of went back and forth. They obviously do things well. They have a good offense. Obviously, they're still working out some things defensively. But what do you expect from the Bandits this weekend when they come to the Slaughterhouse?
I expect Zoe Brown to be back on the field again for one. So, there's good and bad with that. The good is he was in our locker room for an entire season. We've seen him practice every day for, 3-4 months.
Right.
But the bad of that is that's a guy that's won multiple MVPs and knows this game and is one of the best quarterbacks in the league, right? So there's that. They look different offensively than I've seen in the past. They look like they're opening it up a little bit more. They've also got a lot of talent in their defensive backfield, right? So as we're trying to get better offensively to then go up against a team that's pretty loaded in the secondary, that gives you a worry, right? I guess that's what your coach is supposed to worry about everything, right? So there's worry there. But at the end of the day, guys, look, this is a matter. I'm not worried about the rivalry. I'm not worried about I-29. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm worried about we have to win a ball game. I have to get the Omaha Beef on the right track, right? So it's whoever's in front of us. It just so happens that it's the biggest rivalry maybe in indoor sports.
What's the health of the team right now? I know it's pretty banged up. You look at, you lost obviously receiver of Dev Conliffe in the Salina game. He's out. Reggie Patrick, you lose in the middle of the game. You're starting center last week. So now you're kind of, you're doing playing some guys out of position, moving some guys around. And when you have 21 guys, obviously that always makes it difficult. Yep. Talk about where you're at with that right now and any other injuries that, it's not an excuse, but just a health check.
Reggie and Dev hurt. I won't lie about that. Reggie's the anchor of our offensive line, and I don't think there's anybody in this bar or restaurant or in our locker room that wouldn't admit that Dev Conliffe is our number one. I do get Jordan Barton back this week, which is great. And Jordan knows this game really, really well and is going to be a good asset for James to have. We'll bring in a lineman between now and Thursday. Probably have to make some moves in terms of just shifting some guys around on the line to compensate for Reggie being out. But our DB room has gotten extraordinarily healthy in a matter of a week. I'm sure many of you saw TDG is back. That's a great thing. Defensive line is all good. We, like I said, we brought a linebacker today to kind of be able to move Ray Cutts down to be kind of that fourth D lineman that kind of goes across. They all rotate. I like the kid I signed today. He's got some IFL experience. I think he's going to fit our defense really well.
Special teams, kickoff coverage, a couple big returns. I think they averaged about 38 yards on returns.
Yep.
That's atypical for you. Was that anything in particular or just they broke a couple?
No, I think they broke a couple. I'm not happy with where we are on return. It's special teams is I don't know how many times I had to come on the show and have the guys listen in the other room that special teams is an important component of the game, and we're not going to neglect it. And it's frustrating when I don't see us getting the production on special teams that we need to get. I think it's a matter of just finding the right pieces and guys that want to do it. You got to want to do special teams.
Right.
Special people make special teams.
Yes. The meme is true. So I'm not happy. I mean, Daquan Dudley, to me, TJ Jackson, John Adams, these are all some of the better athletes in the league, not just on our team. We need to be able to clear space for them and let them, get us in field position that we need to be in to win games, right? So we need to fix that. As far as kickoff coverage is concerned, it's the same thing, man. You got to want it. Some teams want it, some don't. I'm going to continue to challenge my guys to want it and make a difference on that side of the ball.
I think you met with the team yesterday, or at least saw them. I don't know if it's formal or anything, but what's the message to the team at this point and starting the week of practice?
Focus on winning one game. Let's just win one game. We put ourselves here, so own it, chew it up and eat it, and focus on winning one game. We are not going to worry about the rivalry. I can't get hyped up about a rivalry when I'm going into it 0-3. What we're going to get hyped up about is winning a damn football game. And so that's what I want the guys to focus on. I'm telling you, once we get that feeling, it's going to be scary for the rest of the league. But we need to win a bowl game first.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the key thing. You mentioned it. You know, you got to get that win, and then, you know, that kind of changes the whole demeanor. I mean, I think some of the guys' confidence may not have been at the highest levels here over the first 3 games, but if it can all change very quickly. I mean, you've been around a long time. All it takes is a few positive things to go your way, get a win, and then it's back to feeling
You know
good.
what I love about my team, though, through all this? We're honest with each other. Nobody is delusional about where we are.
Right.
And that's across the board, right? It's not just the players, it's the front office, it's the coach's staff. We know where we are, and we know we have a responsibility to fix it. We know we got a fan base that's disappointed in us right now. I know I have a fan base that's disappointed in me right now as the team's leader. We see it, we hear it, we embrace it, we don't shy from it. We got to win a bowl game. That's what we're going to do.
You talked about the fan base. It's been a few weeks since we've been, you know, in front of the home fans at the Slaughterhouse. Talk about what it's going to be like to come back home and play, you know, at home on Saturday night.
I can't wait. I expect them to be loud and proud. They love this team. They don't like where we're at. But, you know, look, you're going to have a few fans that, you know, they get the social media muscles on.
Yeah.
They're gonna say some things, but the majority of this fan base, I know, is behind this team and its players. And look, they have expectations, and we don't shy from that. We're not delivering on their expectations, so I expect that they're going to do everything they can to uplift us to meet their expectations for this one game.
That sounds good.
I'm fired up about the rivalry.
Good.
Just let you
I
know.
want to win the game. Come on.
What else you got to work on this week? I mean, after you talk to your team, I mean, what's the keys to improving from week 3 to week 4?
I think the key is
Limit turnovers, right?
Have to.
Yeah.
I don't know the exact number. I was sitting down talking to one of the players of what our turnover differential is right now, but it's a lot to a little.
You just know it's not good.
It's not good. Is that it? I thought it was worse than that. So thank you. For that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's unofficial, but
yeah. All right. Well,
Very unofficial.
it's very unofficial.
Coming from that guy.
I might think it's more. So there's that. But look, you know, when you're facing something you've never faced before, which is a losing streak, you can really figure out, you know, the character of your team, right? And so what I want to see is how we respond in practice. Are we going to elevate the way we practice? That starts with me. I'm totally evaluating my process and the way we've practiced, you know, this year versus last year, this week versus last week. And then, you know, look, which direction do you want to go, man? Look, this could be turned around or it go even worse. And I don't think these guys signed up for it to go worse. So that's what I'm looking at. And then, of course, the red zone, guys. I'm tired of being inside the 5 and not scoring. I'm over it.
I'm looking up stats. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it comes down to hanging on to the football. I mean, uncharacteristic turnovers, even in special teams. I mean, you cough it up on a kickoff return. So, I mean, a lot of those things, you know, sometimes you can't control, but at the same time, I think there's some things that you can control. It's just a matter of cleaning up a few things. And like I said, I feel like, you know, there were more, I agree with you. There were more positives, even though it was a loss, coming away from Southwest Kansas than there were
100%
coming away from Salinas. So, I mean, you can take some good things away from that game. And I think if you build on those and, you know, maybe catch a break or two, sometimes that's what it comes down to too, coaches. You just got to catch a break. I mean, sometimes it feels like this season there have been too many times when the ball hasn't maybe bounced your way. And a lot of times you create those opportunities. But at the same time, you know, maybe that's all it's going to take is for a ball to bounce your way. And then, you know, things can completely change.
You know, just talking to you guys and then thinking about it throughout the day, I've said to a couple people, you know, that I'm close with that this team should be 2-1. Now, look, in Salina, we got blasted and we're terrible out the gate.
Right.
But again, I go back to the Pueblo game. We're up 19, middle of the third quarter. This game, if you're watching the game, in my opinion, it felt like we had control of the game. The time where the game was lost is when you turn the ball over.
Right.
And don't score. Look, you take the turn. We just talked about 6 or 7 possessions where we could have put points on the board. You just can't have that, right? So this team could easily be 2-1. So that's where I find positivity. Also, when you see turnover, especially in the passing game, sometimes it's a result of continuity. I've played 4 quarterbacks.
Right.
We're not even through. This is week 3. It was week 3 yesterday. Right?
Yeah.
So,
and you talked about being conservative in the red zone, which for you is something, we never see.
Right.
But I think that plays into it a little bit. I mean,
does.
you've had a different signal caller back there. I mean, you only have a certain amount of time to send that play in. And I mean, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm on my 4th quarterback. I mean, he's only had a couple I mean, you think about all that stuff as
all
you're
the
sending,
time,
right?
And look, I have no excuses. It's on me, right? Why do we have 4 quarterbacks? Because I made some poor choices, right? So here we are. But I like where we are in terms of moving forward. I don't like what we did to get to this point. I think we made the right moves for this game against Sioux City to be extremely competitive and for us to win a game at home.
Turnovers is actually only -4, so it's
That's
actually
great.
better. And I was wrong. So both things are bad.
Well, I've probably doubled it in my mind. So,
final thing. I mean, is it idiosyncrasy or is it anything for concern? Outscored in the 4th quarter, 47-6. I'm sure you kind of feel that with the way the games have gone. Has anything changed, or is that just how it's gone down?
I think again, I would look at a few things. How many times have we had an empty possession in the 4th quarter? How many times have we turned the ball over in the 4th quarter? Who if we had calling signal caller in the 4th? I mean, there's just so many things. It's a problem. I think the 47 will come drastically down because our defense is improving. And another week of James Summers in our offense with the talent we've put around them, that number's going to improve. I mean, it's got nowhere to go but up, so I don't know that there's anything I could say to the opposite.
Saturday night, the Slaughterhouse back on the field.
Let's go.
I-29 rivalry.
Yeah, I do have one question
We got a question
from the online.
What do you got?
We have, of course, with Reggie being out, what is the game plan there? Because that's just as important as your quarterback.
We will find someone that can replace Reggie physically, but there's no one that can replace Reggie inspirationally.
It was not an offensive lineman. There's 1625 Nick who actually watches Primetime Huddle as well on our YouTube.
Nice.
He's on the YouTube. Just was asking what we're going to do at center.
We will find what I hope is a viable physical replacement, but you cannot replace Reggie Patrick in our huddle and locker room, and we won't have to because he'll be there.
That's it, Coach Brandon Groen. As always, we appreciate you stopping by here and back at it, back on the field Saturday night, and one game at a time.
That's it. Go Beef.
Thanks, Coach. We'll
Appreciate
come back, and you're watching the Omaha Beef Coaches Show. That was the head coach. We are at Goose's in downtown Papillion. We'll be back here until the top of the hour. Quick
It's
time
pretty
out.
simple. We change oil.
As a single parent, I come here because I trust them with my car care needs.
It's been very good, very fast. I've never had to wait.
They've never tried to upsell me, but at the same time, they have always given me options.
It's great customer service, very friendly staff, and it's really fast and easy to get in and out.
Stop by King's Fast Oil today. We change oil with a smile.
I love these guys.
Ace Rent to Own. 4 ways to save. 1. Cash sales with our best price guarantee. 2. Up to 12 months, no interest. 3. Short-term leasing. And 4. Our best rent to own, low weekly rate.
Ace Rent to Own, where we make friends.
Welcome back, Goose's Bar and Grill, downtown Papillion. Omaha Beef Coaches Show, getting ready for Week 4 action. It is the I-29 rivalry this week. The Omaha Beef, the longest-running indoor football team in the country, taking on the second longest indoor football team in the country. Did you know about the I-29 rivalry, Coach? This is Coach Martinez.
A little bit.
You've heard about it, right?
Yes,
You haven't lived it yet, though.
But you got to remember, both of them teams were very much a rivalry for us.
Oh, absolutely. When you're in Salina, you've seen that end of it, but you haven't been a part of this. And the one thing I always tell everybody, I mean, as experienced as you are, you've seen this. I know you've watched it before. This is the 58th meeting between these two teams.
That's
and literally, I go back through it, but, probably the upper 40s The games have been crazy. They've gone down to, the fourth quarter, and probably majority of those did not go as expected. I mean, we've seen some crazy things over the year. I mean, you remember the championship game?
One of the ones, yes, I was going to, Todd, it's because we went to the AFL in Salina, but me and Coach O'Neill, of course, Ricky Burtz and the Omaha Beef, a lot of legendary to it. But the 2024 championship game, and when you did get that championship ring in Sioux City, that was an amazing game.
Well, and it was, again, it was a game that Omaha jumped out in front, looked like had control. You never count these teams out. We've seen, there was a game, I think 3 or 4 years ago, Marvin Jones was head coach. I mean, something like 38 points inside the 1 minute warning.
Yeah.
I mean, they went back and forth, up and down. I mean, we've seen some crazy outcomes. Last time, Omaha, don't want to bring it up, started 0-3. They went to 1-11, but who was the one win against? Sioux City.
Wow.
Of course, they played each other 4 times that year, so I guess, they got one. But you just never know. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter when these two teams play what you're going to get.
It's just going to be fun. Not the rivalry, but the friendship and the competition that we have, that I've had, and even now being with the best organization in arena football, in indoor football with the Omaha Beef, is against Irv and King Logan. I mean, they're very well coached, and even Coach O'Neill and myself, one times we knew that one of the things that we had to compete against was, yes, they're great personnel they had, but they're always going to be in the right place at the right time. They're not. The one thing that they're not going to do, they're not going to make mistakes.
No.
They will not beat themselves. They won't. So with that being said, we have to play the same way, not mistake-free, but cut down on them, because the team that we're going to play does not make too many mistakes. They're very well coached.
As a defensive coach, when you match up against them, they don't do things differently, but they do like to run a lot of that lateral. They like to run the jet sweep. They a lot of misdirection, and they do a good job of running plays, as you said, without making mistakes, but also setting up plays for later in the game. Do you coach a little differently when you go against that offense, or what's the mindset when you're preparing for Sioux City?
It's not different at all, Todd. What it is making sure that I give the reps and the look to my defensive unit of what they're going to see, because as much film, as much
which is difficult to do, to create it sometimes.
Absolutely. But we do have a good staff, and they will rep it with them. And a lot of times I will go to the offensive scout team to make sure it's repped correctly, so my athletes get the look that they need to have to defend what Irv does, and he does it well. Like I said, they're very well coached. Yes. So, yes, to give them a look, not different, but just got to make sure that they see each and every rep that I could find, so my defense is prepared. Run-wise and the passing game as well.
Coach, take us into the locker room. You're on the defensive side of the football. You've coached at a lot of different levels, indoor, outdoor. You talked to us before the show saying, you were able to take away a lot of positives from that game. Take us into the locker room. There was a chance for the offense, as well as the defense was playing on Saturday, to kind of maybe distance themselves in that first half. It's easy as a defensive player when the offense isn't able to put their foot on the gas to get frustrated. What have you seen from your unit that makes you feel good going into this week?
Well, my unit is the growth from it, the new development of players that we have in it, the instruction that my defense does take, as well as coaching to improve themselves. I mean, gentlemen, coming into this organization, I work with individuals who've been to 5 national championships, won 3. They've been coached by some of the best coaches in indoor football. And what I'm just trying to do is, in which I do it at every level I've ever been, earn their trust and make sure that I can communicate with them, and they trust me to help them get better. And they have to teach them, and they have, and that growth is becoming more and more larger than what you think, because they are taking the coaching and getting better at it. And they just know, because what we do, like I said, I only critique what they do and help them get better.
Right.
And that's the kind of coach I've always been and I always will be. So yes, the growth of my defense is one of the satisfactions and the things that we're getting better at is that.
What did you, when you came in, obviously you bring a lot of experience with some really good teams. What was things that you said, Omaha could do a little better, I want to bring to this defense?
To this, just communication for one, togetherness for two, and make sure that because Coach Adam does a great job calling plays, that the communication lines stay open between them so we don't give up simple touchdowns for the other team because of what we didn't do.
Right.
As long as we cut that down, it's going to be, no disrespect to everybody else, but we'll be a hard team to score on as long as we are in communication and stay together and make sure that we're on the same page in this defense. We'll be a tough team.
You talked about communication, and that is so important on the defensive side of the football, Coach. How much of a challenge has it been for you? You've had to play some guys at positions where they're maybe not quite familiar with. How does that affect communication? I mean, that has to be a huge factor when you're playing guys maybe at a different position, maybe playing a linebacker if they're a defensive lineman. I mean, how does the communication work when you have guys playing maybe out of position? That has to be a challenge.
It's a challenge, but it's a challenge you should be prepared for, in which I do even when I was on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. You got to give them reps at that position that they might play. You do not give them reps in practice, then I don't know what your expectations might be unless you gave them reps at it, at least a third. They get three quarters of what they're doing, but at least a tiny bit of what they might be playing. That way they're prepared for it in their mindset. So when they go into it, they're prepared for what they're going to play.
Right. That makes sense.
What's the goal this week for improvement?
For what?
Improvement. What are you working on this week specifically?
As a defensive unit, It would always be just making sure we still rally to the ball. We're getting turnovers, but create more turnovers as we can. And how you do that, Todd, is just more people to the ball, whether it be a run, whether it be a pass. Well, we instruct in practice, and people know this, but having my linemen, and it's a callous situation. They're used to doing it because you're doing it in practice. Pass ball. People think that once the linemen are done rushing, no, after chase the play, because let's just say my DN, Munoz, he ran down 20 yards, didn't think he's doing nothing. Ball pops out, he recovers it, let's go the other way. Those are the things that you work on each and every day to get your defense ready for anything that might be in front of them. Simple things like that, having them go to the ball, and many helmets by the ball. And those little things will take care of the things that might not go right, as long as we're doing majority of the little things to make sure that we can make stops and get heads to the ball.
The sport's not difficult no matter the level. It's the details, right? It's always the little things. It's fundamentals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Doesn't matter the little things, but the big things is to make sure they're in the right position, what the play is called, teaching them to make sure they're not confused. Those are the big things. The little things is still football.
Appreciate you joining us. I always love talking with you. Even more, I love when you're near my radio position with my crowd. That's one of my favorite things on earth.
They'll never forget that, Todd, when you were doing Omaha and I was the coach up there, and we were pretty close together. There.
We had a couple good calls each way. I think we each got one when it was all said and done. But, Coach, good luck again this week. Always appreciate when you drop by. Looking forward to Saturday night. Big game. Can't wait.
Us too. Everybody, let's show up. Let's show out. It's the big rivalry. What is it called? The
I-29 rivalry.
I-29 rivalry. Yep. Show out and show up, and let's go ahead and bring home a dub.
58 times they've played.
I can't believe it.
Is that nuts?
Yes.
And, when we played Salina, that's right behind it,
yes,
except for the length. Just obviously the games those two teams have played over
absolutely
the years.
That was a huge challenge.
They were. So appreciate you dropping by. We'll see you Saturday night. Good luck, everybody.
Go beef.
We'll come back. We'll wrap this thing up. We're at Goose's for the final segment. It's Omaha Beef Coaches Show. You never know who's going to drop by. We'll come back. We'll talk about it. We'll preview. We'll talk about Sioux City a little bit. Get you ready for the I-29 rivalry. I know we don't like talking about the rival. It's just another game, right? We'll be back right after this.
Thank you.
Omaha Beef Football. Prime Dancers. Rump Roasters. Slaughterhouse. Are you ready? DJ Next One. You ready? Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the slaughterhouse where we run it. Yeah, we really want it. Beef Nation got 'em shaking. Got a ring and we flown it. Prime chances be on it. I bet the competition's no opposition. We come to take and we done it. Ricky is the chief saying, let's go beef. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the slaughterhouse. Orange and black. About to win this. Defense stays on attack. You on our hit list. Spiking, blocking, and dumping, jumping out the gymnasium. You want to see the best leaders at the Beef Stadium. Yeah. Orange Kingdom. Welcome to the Orange Kingdom. Let's go, Beef. Orange Kingdom. Slaughterhouse. Orange Kingdom. Prime dancers. Let's roll, baby.